Ellen as well. Ellen, you lost your son Jules in 2 years ago, 2022.
Yeah,
Do you have a question?
I do. So I, naively, and speaking to other parents today, I didn't know that parents didn't have the right to access their children's data. Now, as a parent of either a living child to protect them, or in my case, my deceased child, I can't see what was on his TikTok. They won't respond to me. They won't release his data. And some of us are in very similar situations. And talking today, is the law going to protect that and change it so parents have the right to either protect their living children or, in my case, and, you know, Holly, for example, to see what they were looking at?
Yeah. So we did look at this, and it's a balance between the child's privacy as well, because sometimes parents might not always have the best intentions when they're trying to secure that information. And some parents may be abusers or perpetrators themselves. And so there was a balancing act there. So what we did within the data law that's going through Parliament at the moment is that we actually enhanced data rights to make sure that Ofcom, the regulator, can access the information on behalf of the coroner should a child have been deceased because of something to do with social media. And therefore, then, they can give that information that's suitable to the parent. But it was a balancing act that we looked at. And we also looked at what other countries are doing on this, in France and other places.
But in my case, we have to reopen the inquest to be able to get that information, because we can't just go to them and get it now because they've closed the case without looking at social media.
Yeah, that's the same with mine.
But, I mean, isn't it...
Yeah, so that...
I think the coroners now have powers to...
But they've already said they don't, because it was ruled after the 1st of April and Joyce's was...
So yours was before this law change.
Yeah, so
but the coroners will have that power via the... via Ofcom.
So long as we reopen the case, which we're appealing to do.
So you can't look at it retrospectively, you have to reopen the case.
Correct.
Because in our case, a lot of the data was erased, and it was the difference between a manslaughter and a murder charge, and we feel very bitter about that.
But if you could reopen the case and get the data from TikTok or whatever, or...
Yeah, you've given me food for thought.
Well, we were talking about that earlier.
It's interesting seeing these bonds and these similarities, these connections emerging between you, even though your stories are also different. You know, looking at our inbox, there are so many people getting in touch this morning. Thank you for all your messages with questions. So much praise for all of you for coming here today and showing solidarity and putting the questions.